Coming south on the A1M, and I take this junction to Borough Bridge, junction 48. Left to this roundabout, carry on as if I'm going down into Borough Bridge, take this first right, Aldborough and Green Hammertons, the B6265, big sign there on the right, on the left hand side. Short stretch of road. And you come to this road junction, the York Road, and here turn right. You can see there on that sign over there, Green Hammerton 6265 and York. Dunsforth Manor Hotel, 8 miles. On the left is a road to Lower Dunsforth. It's a single track road. With passing places. Lower Dunsforth. Come to this junction, turn right. If you go left, you go back up towards Aldborough. Turn right, and we are on our way to Lower Dunsforth, Upper Dunsforth, and Great Ousburn. Just down here on the left hand side there will be a pub where we park, and here it is. The Dunsforth Inn. Dunsforth Residential Park. Well, I'm just going to put my car on here and walk down. If nobody minds. So you walk down through the caravan park to the river. I'll do that now. So I make my way down this footpath to the bottom of this field where that chap is with the dog. That's where the river is. And here we are on the Rio. at Lower Dunsforth, just at the bottom of the first field. So I'll just go over this stile to the top limit, which is just across the other side of this little narrow field. So this fence here is the top limit. And it's looking downstream, and it goes down 3 fields. So on the river side of the fence, this is the top limit. There's a top limit sign. And here is the river. So I'll just walk down from this top limit and see where you can actually access the river and fish it. It's the very end of October 2018, and I would think in the summertime this will just be an absolute wilderness. So I've come down about, I know, 30 yards, and there's access here, fishing. In fact, it looks quite comfortable, this peg. It's very slow moving, very deep. So back to the stile at the bottom of the footpath coming from the caravan park, and just drop down off the flood bank, and there's a big space here, obviously well used. Those trees there on the left are the top limit. Another 50 yards, and again a nice wide open space. Obviously people have been fishing here. The public footpath runs along the top of the flood bank up there. So I'll just continue following this path alongside the river to the bottom of this field. See if there are any more access points. There's another one here. Looks like a big snag there poking out the river. And this seems to be quite well used as well. Just another 20 yards further down. After that it looks like it hasn't been walked, but we'll go and have a look and see. There's another one here, only another 20 yards further down. And after that it looks quite difficult, to say the least. I'll go back up on the flood bank and have a look into the next field, the bottom field. So this little gate leads from the ferry field, which I'm standing in, to Tuppers. Why it's called Tuppers, I haven't a clue. In this field there's a little building, probably shelter for horses. And I'll move down to the riverside and see what we can see. The sun has come out, it's wonderful. See right across there the Vale of York. This is an easy access point. This big sycamore on the right. Blue sky and clouds reflected in the river. And towards the bottom of the length, the drop-offs into the river are quite steep. And I think quite dangerous. And the river swings right round there towards the bottom of the length. And just before you get to the bottom limit, where the willows start, the big willow here on my right, just by the fence, there is an access point here. Although it's accessible now in the winter time. What it'd be like in the summertime, I don't know. In between these little willows here. And at this little gate is the bottom limit. And that's a sign of the times, private fishing. Leeds used to have all the way from lower Dunsforth all the way down to, wow, miles, all the way down past Olvork, Hunter's Lodge, and now this long stretch here is now private fishing. So I'm standing at the bottom limit and looking back up along the flood bank. This field I'm standing in is called Tuppers. This gate leads from the Tuppers into the ferry field. The ferry field is obviously a ferry across the river sometime in the distant past, and over there you can see the caravan park. So it's not a very long walk and very flat. That's looking downstream from the middle of the ferry field stretch. Be quite careful in the winter time, because when this vegetation dies back it overhangs the river in places. It looks very solid, but underneath it's just straight into the water. I don't know whether there are any barbel in here. I suspect there'll be chub in here, and they're definitely pike. Some big pike in the bottom reaches of the River Yore here. And I heard that it was also very good for winter roach. How true that is, I don't know. It's a long time ago now. There you can see the caravan park from the bottom of the ferry field. So it's a short walk to the river. But there you can see the full stretch, where those big willows are right down at the bottom. That's the bottom limit. And where those big willows are, there, right in the middle. Just see their tops walking up. That is the top limit. So it's quite a short stretch.